Hello. I'm really excited to be here. And I wrote out my question because I might cry. My question is in regards to my relationship with my son, Jeremiah. A little bit of background, and I know you're going to jump all over this, but
We are restraining ourselves since you've written it out.
okay. I got sober when Jeremiah was 10, and there was a lot of neglect prior to and after getting sober. Jeremiah is now 28 and has been in prison on 2 separate occasions, totaling 4 years. Colorado is a 3-strike you're out state, and Jeremiah is headed for the 3rd strike. Although the reasons he was in prison the first 2 times were mostly from his lack of ability to make good decisions, usually while under the influence, this time he's stealing money and drugs from family and friends, and it's just a matter of time whether someone turns him in or beats him up. His family has stood beside him through all of this, and they continue to love him while not approving of his actions. I have grown tremendously in my relationship with Source, and some of the time I'm able to have peace no matter what he is doing, and sometimes I'm not. You, Abraham, have turned me on to virtual reality, and I've been practicing seeing him happy and our relationship rich and wonderful, and this has been very freeing. But lately I'm more full of fear, and I'm imagining all kinds of things. And a lot of it is the heartbreak of him going to prison again. The key things are, I feel responsible for not teaching him life skills and truths, which to me is a little bit different than guilt. Responsible, guilt, 2 different things. I want to know how to feel the feelings as his mom and how to know the highest truth about him at the same time. I do not want to neglect him again by not helping him in some way if that is what I need to do. I am so sad that he's so disconnected from Source. Excuse me, now I'm snorting. And I desperately want him to wake up. And I started to say before it's too late, I know it's never too late. I know he's going to make it. I know he's there. It's me that I need to stay connected to Source. I do not want to use him as an excuse to disconnect from Source. I know the greatest gift I can give him is my connection with Source, and I want to stay focused on the truth about him.
We know it is not an easy thing when you have so much that you've been observing, and then you have these vibrational responses to what you're observing, to all of a sudden, just out of the blue, start picking different vibrations. And yet, that is what we desire for you. Now, talk to us just a little bit about this 3 strikes you're out. Could he go to another state and get 3 more strikes? Or would it not make any difference where he is he got only 1 to go? The reason that we are asking this is because your civilization, your society has put you into some position that is opposite of the way the universe is really established. In other words, the way it really is that source energy continues to flow no matter what, and there is never a diminishment of that flow. So it's not 3 strikes you're out, it's not 30 strikes you're out, it's not 3 million strikes you're out. It is that you are always in. Well-being always abounds. And so what we would consider, if we were standing in your physical shoes, is backing up from the flimsy laws of the secular state and tapping into some more universal laws that say well-being abounds no matter what. Begin approaching it from the position that you never get it done and you never get it wrong. And the reason that you cannot get it wrong is because you never get it done. It is an interesting thing in an environment that preaches rehabilitation to have something in place that says there is no room for rehabilitation. In other words, if you make this mistake 3 times, then you get no more choices. And we say there could not be anything more absurd in all of the universe than that. And it is our promise to you that something that absurd must fall of its own economic weight. You as a society are not going to be able to financially support everybody that messes up only 3 times. They're going to have to extend the limit. In other words, it's not going to be very long before more of you are in jail. And you know, when you're in jail, it's like being in a hotel. They have to feed you, they have to clothe you, they have to take care of you. In other words, it is our promise to you that this law cannot stand. It is not economically feasible, and it is not possible in light of the way the laws of the universe are. In other words, it is our promise to you that this law cannot continue to be. Another law will supersede it, they will revoke it, they will undo it, And the reason that we're giving this to you is not because we believe as you do that it is inevitable that he is on his way to his third strike. We think it is inevitable that he will continue to rebel. We think it is inevitable that he will continue to not please a whole lot of people, but we do not think that it is inevitable that he will end up with his third strike. And we do not think that it is inevitable that even those that have 3 strikes will then be incarcerated forevermore, because we can feel where this is all moving. In other words, your society as a whole is going to gain growing awareness that this is not the answer. It is underfoot. So, does any of that make you feel better?
Some, and that's a lot about the illusion of it or whatever. I think that the core thing is I'm sad that he's disconnected.
You have an option. You can focus upon the aspects of him that keep landing him in jail, or you can focus upon an aspect of him that is less troubling. In other words, you have that option, and it feels to you like he is on this track and that he is one entity, and so much of the entity that is him is negative in nature as far as the way it affects you, that whenever you think of his name, it activates a vibration that does not feel good. In other words, when you think of this person, is your vibration more hopeful or pessimistic? No question, everyone can feel it. So now let's ask a series of these questions and see if we can help you find some movement in here. And we want to do this. What we want to say to you is just don't think about that and you will feel better. But when there's something that is so important to you that's tied into so much of your experience, it's hard not to think about it. Even so, we still encourage you to go to these virtual realities and don't take your son with you. Don't go there to try to fix it, because we want you to hear this. If you go there and take him there, all you do is take the activated vibration that isn't serving you into virtual reality, and now you've just messed up virtual reality. Until before long, you make it a tool that does not work for you. So don't muck up virtual reality. Let it remain the pure thing that it is. In other words, let it be the place that you go, get feeling good, and get out. Go, get feeling good, and get out. And we'll come and do some of those with you here in a moment. But before we do that, let's see if we can find any relief relative to this specific subject by asking a series of these questions. So, when I think about my son, I feel more worried about his future or more optimistic about his future?
More worried about his future.
When I think about the system as it exists, I believe that the system knows all the answers or is still looking for answers.
Still looking for answers.
When I look at the system of justice, I see that it is deteriorating or improving.
Deteriorating.
When I think of the future experience of my son, I see him moving toward more trouble or moving toward more freedom and joy.
Toward more trouble.
When I think about my relationship with my son, it brings me more joy or more pain.
More pain.
When I think about my life in general and my approach to deliberate creation or creating my own reality, I am more optimistic or pessimistic.
Optimistic.
When I think about many subjects in my life, I can find myself finding joy easily, or joy comes hard on most subjects.
Joy comes easily.
When I realize that there are so many things that I can focus upon, the probability of me finding mostly joy is a great probability or a less probability.
It's a great probability.
When I find my footing, I discover that I can approach subjects that have formerly been troubling to me, and I find no movement in those energies, or I find some movement in those energies.
Some movement.
It is my expectation that I can get so good at finding positive aspects and playing the game of virtual reality that I can achieve a dominant vibration of connection.
I can.
From my place of having achieved a dominant vibration of connection, as I hold my son as my object of attention, his experience will be enhanced or detracted from.
Enhanced.
It is potentially probable in my immediate future that I will be able to hold him as my subject of attention and feel good, or it is unlikely that I will be able to hold him as my subject of attention and feel good.
I can hold him as my subject of attention.
You see, you've already found your footing. We distracted you from the specifics that were keeping you from finding your footing. We guided you towards subjects where we knew you would find your footing, and now we're taking you back to the subject where you couldn't find your footing, and you've still got your footing. Isn't that interesting? In other words, your angst is gone, your pain is gone. He feels like a different person to you right now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So now we have some more questions for you. It is inevitable that he will find 3 strikes. It is possible that he maybe have gone as far as he needed to go in that.
It's possible.
It is, isn't it? In other words, you mean that too, don't you? You've shifted dramatically. Do you know that your interaction with him now, even if you don't see him or speak with him, you have benefited him just by holding him as your object of attention and finding your balance. You came back into alignment. And we have to say to you, there is never a desire that we have ever felt within any human that is stronger than the rocket of desire that you have about this one. And now you're in alignment. Do you know what that means? 3 strikes. Irrelevant, isn't it, you see? And so now your government can do what it wants. Oh, let's take that a little further. What society decides is irrelevant to what any of us actually experience, true or false. Here's another way of saying it. Everybody that's ever broken a law is in jail. Every mighty criminal that is out there really doing a lot of wrong things has been apprehended and arrested and is incarcerated. So my son has some leeway going on here. In other words, we don't want you to push against the system even though the system stinks. We don't want you to push against your son even though he could make different choices. We don't want you to push against yourself even though you could have made different decisions. All we want you to do is stand right here and now, ask yourself the question to which you know the answer, and you know the answer is going to be a good feeling answer, and watch how good your life becomes, and watch the benefit that it is to everyone else. So our encouragement to you is to seek joy, follow your bliss, play with your virtual reality, get feeling good. Don't be unhappy if something happens that activates that vibration that is worrisome again. Don't even feel bad if you get feeling as bad as you felt at the beginning here today, because now you know what to do about it. Your unhappy spurts will become further and further apart.
They are.
Your joyous spurts will become more and more dominant.
Yes.
You'll reach this place where everything that is not feeling good will become irrelevant to your experience. And for some, that feels uncomfortable because you have needed to make negative things relevant in order to justify your existence or in order to give yourself purpose. And what you're beginning to understand is that it does not work. We want to tell you, those that already have 3 strikes are not those that you wanted to be incarcerated. They are the ones that were most worried about being incarcerated. In other words, the true defiant ones that don't give a rip about what society thinks, they're not getting caught. In other words, they're living their life, they've got their vibration going, they know they're all right. It's only those that are worried. It's only those who don't want to break any laws, that are worried that they will get caught. Those are the ones that keep getting caught, you see. And so the less thought that you give, the less thought you activate, the less influential activation goes on with you. In other words, it just gets better and better and better. You hear people say, don't give it another thought. Don't give it another thought.
Thank you.
But it's not a problem if you do give it another thought. Because if you do give it another thought, then you can give it another thought. You get the sense?
Yes.
Good.
I'm very thankful for this relationship because it has actually forced me into finding that my connection with Source. There are times that I am...
But we don't disagree with any of that, but we want to stop you here for just a moment, because what happens when you go there, when you take something that when it's activated, it usually doesn't feel very good, and then you try to turn it into a good thing. In other words, this challenge or adversity was a good thing because, and we're the first to agree, a lot of good clarity comes out of those kinds of situations, but it still mucks up your virtual reality. It's so much easier just to take a pure thought and focus on it than to take a not pure thought and drag it in and try to purify it. Just go where you know you can feel good and stay there, and don't try so hard to fix things that are broken, because we don't see anybody having too much success with that. Yes. Enough?
Well, no. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Why is it that breaking the law feels bad? Does breaking the law feel bad because the law must be good, and if someone breaks the law, then they must be bad? Or the laws feel bad? In other words, it's hard to find your place in that, isn't it? Or does breaking the law feel bad because of the consequences of breaking the law? You see, that's what your system is betting on. They're betting that they can make the consequences dire enough, so gruesome and so horrible, that no one would ever do it. And what everyone is missing is that an activated vibration is an activated vibration. And law of attraction responds to activated vibrations. Yes, can't get around it. Yes.